Hello there and welcome to Fairyland Cottage, and thanks for joining me here today. We are well into November. The days are still getting shorter, and I find that as the days are getting shorter, it's a time for getting quieter and slower. And yet the outside world seems to be getting faster and busier. So I thought a nice little antidote would be a slow day in Fairyland. We got these little shelves for free, as I wanted just a little space for the little fairy to be able to play. And Terry put up some shelves using some scrap wood. I like these little Montessori traits where you rotate in and out the different books and the different toys. Our little fairy is still in the stage of destruction, where everything is being pulled asunder. But it's a real pleasure just to watch them grow and learn and change every day. My days are pretty much similar. Every day just creating a little simple routine. A lot of porridge and cinnamon as the days are getting colder. Let me know in the comments, but I find at this time, as we get closer to the holiday or Christmas season as we call it here in Ireland, I find it just gets a little bit overwhelming as everything just gets a bit busier and noisier. More people busy buying presents. And I was reading a little article the other day just about supporting local and how that really helps the whole community. We're still doing the baby-led weaning, and it is still nice and messy. But she's getting stronger every day and more capable and more dexterous every day. What I really notice about slow living and being more conscious of trying to live a simple life is that everything slows down, especially when you're watching a little baby and a toddler. You can't rush anything. They have their developmental marks and you just allow them to go at their pace. We've been having really bad weather recently, just a lot of rain. And so the ground is really wet. So anytime there's a clear blue sky day, it's get out for a walk. What I find with living a simple life is that you're finding the drama in the everyday living. Nature is filled with drama. It's like you don't need to complicate your life any more than it needs to be. As the days are getting colder, I really have to encourage myself to get outside. Wrap up warm and just get outside. I'm definitely a home bird, but I always feel the benefit of getting fresh air. It's something so simple. I was watching something recently when I was talking about finance, And it was just talking about how to not overcomplicate it. It's calling about the simplicity of simple living, spending less than we earn. With the world changing rapidly outside, it's just been good for me to get more frank about my priorities. Even though I find I'm not needing a whole lot more, especially since having a child. But we can always have less and less and less. And it's like the less I need, the happier I am. I find we live in a world that teaches us to strive, go get things. And that's great for some, but it's not for me. Let me know how it is for you. I find it so important to have your own tribe around you. People who are feeling the same way as you, otherwise you're going to feel a little bit out of sorts or like an alien in the world. That's why community is so incredibly important. Find your tribe. And so you can share similar values together. So as the world is getting a little bit busier outside, I just find myself wanting to get a little bit slower. Do less.
Yeah? Do you like this? Yeah? Do you want this?
And just be grateful for the simple things in life. When the rain comes, all you can do is watch and listen. I think when you really, really stop and notice nature around you, it's like you give yourself time to breathe. Your mind quietens. You give yourself time to listen to your body. If it's saying to slow down, if it's telling you you need to say no, keep a little bit quieter, recharge your batteries. When I was younger, I used to fear that I'd miss out on things, that I wouldn't have friends or I wouldn't have any type of life if I didn't go to everything, every event, meet everybody. Now I see the importance of a very simple routine. I've shared before that I do my best to follow an Ayurvedic lifestyle. I find it much tougher to follow that type of lifestyle because I wasn't brought up with it, but I just incorporate a few of the principles. And Ayurveda will always talk about a routine. Keeping it simple, mindful. Having warm drinks in the winter. It feels like common sense. But when the weather outside is cold, we just need to keep our body warm. Warm meals, warm drinks. When our little fairy's gone down for a nap, I'll always make myself a cup of tea. I'll always use whatever herbs have been dried that year. So I never really know what the concoction is. So it's always a surprise. Let me know if any of you are darning experts. I have been trying to get into it recently. For me, it's a great metaphor in life that there's just so much that we already have that needs a little bit of fixing. My grandfather was brilliant at that. Everything got fixed. Now I feel society, we're a little bit more, we'll throw it away and get a new one. And there's something about darning a sock. These wool socks were a lovely gift. I appreciate them, and so I'm just going to fix them. It's nothing exciting. It's nothing to write home about. But for me, just fixing something to be worn again gives me a great sense of joy. I feel I'm doing a little bit to appreciate what I have. So I'm a complete beginner, and this is actually the second time I've darned them because I didn't do it properly the first time. But that's life, eh? You live and you learn and you move on. I read somewhere recently that it said, if you want to move forward, you have to be able to ask for help. Now, they were talking in relation to our mental health, but I thought about it in every aspect of life. For me, I get so many tutorials online. There's people with such wisdom and so many skills out there to share with us all for free. Like I've shared before, one of the Ayurvedic principles we do is that we eat our main meal at lunchtime. Our digestive fire is much stronger. And of course, you need more energy for the rest of the day rather than in the evening. And it takes a while to transition. It means I have to always be cooking in the morning, but it gets easier as you go. Our Japanese maple is still alive. The first one we planted unfortunately died. This one was eaten a lot by rabbits the first year, and it nearly didn't survive. So I'm delighted now it's on year 2 or 3. I can't quite remember. Have you found that the years have gone much quicker over the last few years? Our little fairy has started to walk, so I'm trying to get her out every day walking. Just to give her practice on all the different terrains, and of course she loves it. Everything takes much longer than before, and of course I've had to work at being patient and slowing down even more. I find it a dichotomy about children. Everything speeds up in one way and you have to be always on your toes and faster, and yet everything slows down so much. You have to go by their speed. All our heating is from using logs. These would be trees that have fallen, been dried for the year and then cut. paths are filled with leaves and acorns and so forth. And of course, every single step is exciting. So it takes a while to get places. But sure, where are we going anyway? And why do we have a need to go so fast? I used to think if I wasn't hugely successful in the external world that I wasn't a success. 5 hours later, we have our fire. I got these little LED lights years ago, and I've just kept them on. I put them up one year for Christmas and then just decided to keep them. Sure, who says fairy lights are only for Christmas? The evenings slow down very quickly here now. We start an evening routine at about 6 o'clock. I'll just pop the books up, pop the toys back, ready to be used for another day. During the year, Terry and his friend put in a bathroom just so we'd be able to have a bath for our little fairy. It was a great decision and it's a huge benefit. There's nothing like a little routine of a wash and a story and bed. When I watch the little routines of a little one, I wonder really, have we changed much? We all just want really the simple things. Love and be loved. Have a little routine. Relax and say goodnight.
Good night to the old lady, whispering.